What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I am Brent Ruff, and this is the HDF podcast. Today, we sat down with Chris Reynolds and Dustin Pasgay. They run the Michiana Mosnters Facebook group here locally. We talked quite a bit about that and just had a fun conversation. So, without further ado, please give it up for our friends Chris Reynolds and Dustin Pasgay. Well, fuck. I think we're all good to go.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We started January.
Podcast altogether.
Oh, fuck. I've been doing podcasts since 2017.
Yeah, your RFF was...
You're legit.
That went for a long time.
Yeah, and, you know, it was fun, and it was a very good learning experience. The Woodsman was another really good learning experience.
Are they still doing that?
Go lay down, buddy.
No, unfortunately, they stopped doing it, and I don't really know why. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if my lack of participation was kind of a deterrent. I mean, I don't know. Because how it started was, you know, I wanted to produce it for them, and I wanted to be here as much as possible to help, you know, do that, obviously. But I couldn't with the job I was working.
Right.
And I think they just kind of got burned out or whatever.
I understand.
All right.
How y'all sipping?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chris,
Why do you want to shoot it?
Break.
can you do me a favor? Just get that microphone wherever you're going to be comfortable, preferably about 4 inches from your face.
How about that? Right.
Oh, you're changing your approach as to how you tell people to adjust it?
Yes.
How about that? Right? Stop it. Stop it. How about that right there?
First time we did this, he goes...
Give me a 10 count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's perfect,
7.
brother. That's perfect. How about Dustin? That one's a little more simple. You might have to actually scoot up a little bit for that one.
Yeah, okay.
All right, how about you give me a 10 count there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Perfect. Cool.
Is that whiskey a little strong for you?
I got you, Tacky.
Man, did you see that?
Yeah.
Fucked me up.
You want a little more ice in there?
Oh, it get you?
Hey, give me another beer.
I would say he took
shit's gonna
that.
kill me.
I haven't even had a sip yet. Let me try to check.
He took the Buffalo Trace. He didn't take the new stuff. You were the
That
one that
shit
wanted
just
to
kicked
open
me
the
in the
bottle of new
mouth.
shit.
He's got a 190 on the wall, but he's got a hairless cooter down.
What's the name of that new stuff?
It's Woodson. It's done in a wine barrel.
Really?
Smooth as shit, isn't it?
It's smooth, yeah.
It
it's
smells
not bad.
smooth as hell.
This?
That's
No,
Buffalo. That's Buffalo.
Buffalo
That's why
Trace
I
is
asked.
good.
I
What'd you have?
The same stuff you got in your...
That shit kicked me in the mouth.
Buffalo Trace has a little bit of bite.
Yeah.
Well, we also have sitting on the table Chill Hill's, is it blackberry, right?
Yep.
Which is actually very not masculine, but very delicious.
You know what? It washes down the whiskey better than a Busch Light does.
That's a fact. And Chill Hill Winery here in Baroda, check them out. They got live music on occasion, trivia. Follow them on Facebook for events and dates. And yeah, check them out, man. Our friend Ashley running that joint's doing a great job, so make sure you check them out. Also, real quick before we get rolling, we need to make sure we give Ben McDonald and Andrew Kangas a huge shout out.
Yeah, those guys took us out last weekend teaching a bunch of newbies how to float some fly line down the river.
So fishing for steelhead on a fly
Yeah.
equals humbling.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, for what, 25 between the three of us?
Well, Cirque went 0 for 12 on the first set, so I'd say that we did pretty good because he was like, "It's easy, you'll be fine."
Oh, first run, we were so jealous. We were like looking down the river and we could see Cirque just like, he'd hook one. I'm like, oh, there goes another one. And he'd hook one.
Really?
Hook. Oh, yeah. Andrew was like, shit, he's got at least like 4 so far. Then later on, we talked to him. He's like, yeah, I went 0 for 12.
Oh, nice.
After that, it was a little slower. The water was pretty muddy.
Gotcha.
The closer we got to the Joe.
I set the hook on 2 that I actually felt. Other than that, I only had like, I missed maybe 4 overall through the whole fucking day.
Yeah.
But it was only the second time I picked up a fly rod in my life.
Right,
so
right.
I was the one that's just like, get out of my way. I don't want to hook you.
So the hardest part is setting the hook. So you naturally you want to jerk up, right?
Yep.
And it's so they're facing upstream. So you got to go across. Or,
You gotta sidearm it.
Yeah, sidearm it. You're hooking towards downstream.
Gotcha.
Is what they kept saying, which didn't make sense to me at first. I'm like, how the hell am I going to hook downstream?
You throw the rod at it.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, props to those guys. They took us out. They had hella patience. We gave them a tip, obviously, but they didn't charge us for the day, and we had a blast. It was fun. We learned a lot, and I actually have an opportunity to go back out with Andrew on the 12th, and Tyke's super jealous because it's a Tuesday.
Some people have actual jobs, Bert.
That'll work.
Right. Workman's comp, man.
Yeah, well, you know what?
And it falls into my restrictions, so everything works out.
Yeah, because you're sitting in a boat.
Perfect.
It's pretty good.
So Mr. Chris Reynolds,
What's up, buddy?
I have heard rumors of you shooting a 190-inch animal.
I got lucky one time. I did get lucky one time.
Where was that out of, dude?
St. Joe County.
It was really.
Yeah, Indiana.
Okay.
I don't want to lock it down too close, but anyway, I actually was chased that deer for 2 years, and when I say chased him, he only showed up, 1 week out of the year. There, he'd show up, second week of November, and anyway, I chased him for 2 years, and one morning I checked my trail cameras, and he went. And I got a little peninsula on the property where it's a bedding area, basically where the does would go in and lay up. And I knew that he went in there because I had pictures of him, because that time of year, before sale cams, I was watching my car or checking my cards every other day, basically. And anyway, I saw that he went in there. I went back to the house, got dressed, got ready, went and set up. Within, 45 minutes, he come pushed the doe right by me. I got lucked up and stuck him.
Bo,
yeah.
nice, dude.
Bo stuck him. I looked up. He almost didn't stop, because like I said, he was dogging a doe, and I kind of had to yell at him, whatever, to get him to stop. And I stuck him. He went a little ways. He went a little ways.
Dude, there's just something about having a mature animal in front of you.
How many? We ain't gonna talk about all that. He went too far. It wasn't the greatest shot.
We'll be back in the morning.
Yeah. Definitely.
On a buck that dude, on any buck it sucks, but on a buck that big.
Oh, it was a rough day.
You know what? I shot a 160 through the shoulder a couple years ago. 165, actually, I found out later. I found blood, and I'm like, shit, that's not good. I used a gun.
Yeah.
And my bullet didn't open up.
Really?
So about a month later, my neighbor goes, guess what I shot?
Oh, shot you.
That's how I found out it was a 160.
Oh, he shot your deer.
I shot that deer 2 years in a row, man.
Really?
Yep.
Gotcha. Great deer.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, there's something about being around a mature animal. Anything over like 3.5, like just makes your blood pump. You know what I mean?
Adrenaline going for sure.
But dude, 190-inch.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never.
That's like a fucking elk, dude.
Don't say that. You might. His genetics are out there.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time,
What year did you shoot that, Chris?
it was a while back.
A while back.
Yeah, it was 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
Dude.
You had that other one. What was it, a year or two ago?
That
was pretty gnarly. That ended up getting shot. And
One of the guys from the group shot it. I was chasing. I don't know what they taped him out at, but he was a really nice deer. I'm thinking probably 180 to. What do you think?
180s all day.
All day.
So how many 160 plus animals have you shot?
2.
That one, and what's the other one?
162, I think. He's just a great big
2
wide
boners,
deer.
man.
Just a great big wide deer. Yeah, I'm lucky. And it's
Both
not,
Indiana deer.
It's not. Yeah, it's not skill. It's the ground. Honestly, I can't sit here and flex on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm lucky. I'm really lucky. The property I got, the neighbors that I have. Really.
Everybody's on board with QDM, or
No, not everybody, but for the most part, a lot of them are. A lot of them are. No.
Majority no.
Well, that's got to be the tough part. Like, even around here, we were talking not too long ago. There's, what we count, 11 people. And
Oh, there's probably a lot more than that.
And what would you say, a square mile, 2 miles?
Well, from here down to the tracks. Let's see. So, Dan, Allie, you, whoever it is that hunts over there, whoever it is that Carson has hunting. Then you got me, my cousin, my uncle, my neighbor's kid, a guy across the tracks from one of the neighbors. There's 2 across the tracks. So yeah, there's 11 right there.
Extremely high hunter
Pressure.
density.
Right. So
Oh,
it's tough to get everybody on board.
It is.
You know,
It
and
is.
and that's why, like me and my brother down at my parents' house on the south end of the county, we for a long time tried, being real selective and this and that. And after a while, it got to the point where, like, man, if we don't take them out, a car is going to,
Something. Yep.
or the neighbors.
Or the neighbors. Yeah. I understand for sure.
So it's just one of them things. So I just kind of gave up on all that. And then, coming out here, you have high hopes, but then,
Dude,
11 people do.
Okay.
We rode the block. This is a
Okay,
kill spot.
so Chris mainly hunts Indiana and I hunt Michigan. Last season, I passed 15 different bucks and saw 2 that I would have shot. And the biggest one was 135 inches. And
Yeah.
the second one that I actually
I'd have
even
no
got
problem taking that.
But all day,
yeah.
all day.
So
Across the
the
state
biggest,
line, I will too.
the biggest one that I had that I even got to draw down on was like a 3-year-old 115-inch 8-point. And all the other deer that I saw, a year and a half to 2 years old, ranging anywhere from little dink to 60, 70 inches. And then you just let them walk. Like, it doesn't even, I just pick up the phone now. Yep, here you go, right for Snapchat.
Every area.
Dude, that's how it is around here, man.
But I tell you this, I'm in the Niles, Edwardsburg area.
Okay.
I hunt 4 different farms, and every single one of those farms I have deer over 140 inches on. Only 1, maybe 2 of them in that area, and you get pictures of them sporadically. And tell you, I'm holding out for those. No matter what my neighbors are doing, I just play it off in my head as like,
I hold out for those until muzzleloader season.
They're not going to get lucky, because most of the people
running out of time.
they're
It's
gun
time to put
hunting.
something down. I'm with you.
Gun hunting.
I'm with you.
So how do you guys handle your doe management?
Chris does not shoot does.
I let my kids. Hey, I let my kids shoot the does. All right, I let my kids fill the freezer. So my kids hunt and they have fun. You know what I mean? And if something makes them happy, we fill the freezer. As far as the does, we'll shoot 2 or 3 of them if we can. We get the opportunity. It's hard to shoot a doe when we're chasing a buck on a property. It's hard to shoot a doe because it's like, do we risk blowing it? Do we risk laying down that scent? Do we risk? We don't want to spook them. So it just all depends on where we're at. But we will shoot does. We do.
Do you watch the ratio? Or does that matter to you?
Honestly, I'm not so much worried about that. It's because I'm chasing the big deer. If I can. If I'm not so much worried about the ratio at all. I don't have big enough properties to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Most of my biggest property is probably 50 acres. It's hard to do any management on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got your neighbors, they're doing all the management. I got the kids, like I said, shooting, whatever makes them happy. So
Meat in the freezer.
meat in the freezer.
Right.
So I'm just sitting back, just waiting. I don't have to shoot nothing. I'm having fun,
So, Dustin, you hunt exclusively in Michigan or Indiana also?
Exclusively Michigan.
Okay. And you said you're South County.
Berrien and Cass County is where I hunt. So
Okay.
both those counties, and like when I was younger, I dabbled in Van Buren. I had some friends that lived up there. They let me come out there and hunt with them. But like I'm telling you, man, like this southwest corner of Michigan is monsters. There's big deer everywhere. Like even like going back to when I was like 11, 12 years old, my family, I grew up on a 200 plus acre farm.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest deer I've ever seen in person, we were driving out and I see this. We only had like a 7-acre woods and the majority of it was all field. Chris has been out to my old family farm. And we could see this thing as soon as we turned off the road to get into the field. And it was 500 yards back, 180, 190 inch 12-point, chasing does. And I'm a kid. My grandpa's like, well, we're going to get out and try to bump this deer up and you're going to shoot it. And I'm like, all right. So I'm stomping around.
Okay.
I got 8-9 yards away from this deer in a thicket. And when I was all tangled up in the briars and stuff, and I looked up, I was like, oh my God, this deer's standing there. And I froze. And one of the biggest deer I've ever seen is like, you do these contests, and it's like, it was just as big as any any deer in that.
So speaking of that, so let's get into Michiana Monsters. All right, so you're Michigan, you're Indiana. So how did Michiana Monsters become a thing?
Okay. Excuse me. Honestly, it come up with a couple of my target deer coming up missing, and it just grew, man. Basically, I started a Facebook group, and I added my neighbors, and next thing you know, they're adding their friends, whatever, and it just took off, man.
Well, this is your second page, though.
You wanted to know who was shooting your deer.
I wanted to know where the hell they were going. I'm not going to lie.
So this is the original page you're talking about, the first one. This is the second one.
Yes, and we're on the second group now because, honestly, the first group I started and it was a personal page on Facebook.
Gotcha.
Okay? So, and what happened was, I would send out friend requests to all the locals, and honestly, how it started was anybody that had 20 mutual friends with me, I sent them a friend request. Whether they were outdoors or not, into the outdoors or not, and it just took off. And then Facebook shut it down because
how many followers did you end, or friends? I guess
I had over 5,000. Well, I had right at 5,000. I had right at 5,000 friends, and then they shut it off. And then I had a couple hundred followers after that.
Hey, boy. Jesus. Would you lay down?
He's got him treed.
He's got him treed.
But that's how it started, and it just grew. It just grew with the members and stuff adding their friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. So honestly, only reason I think Michiana Monsters does good, we were talking about it on the way up here, is because it's a local group. If we had a group that was letting just anybody in or post just whatever, we'd be just like every other group online. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So you guys are pretty local only, right?
Local only. Yeah.
Only. So just
15, the 15. Yeah. What is it? 15 counties in Michiana. We go through. We get member requests, and we go through and it's like we hawk their profile, make sure, check them out,
make sure they're local.
You get fakes, stuff like that, bots, people.
He's holding it down over there, boy.
Hank, come here.
Good job, Hank.
Come here, buddy.
He's got the Amazon driver.
Good job. Good job, big boy.
Lost privileges. Come here. Hank,
come here.
Man. Hank, no. Come here.
There you go, buddy.
Come on, boy. Now you're holding shit up. Come on. Get up.
Fucked around, got in trouble.
All right. Sorry.
It's all right.
All right, yeah, so only Michigan and Indiana.
Yep. Well, only Michiana area. Basically, I started off with Cass County, St. Joe County, Michigan and Indiana, and then Elkhart County. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to leave it those 4 counties, honestly. But the thing about it is, during the rut, these big bucks, they start cruising. They can cruise for miles. So it's hard to. If we've been getting pictures of a deer in just say Cass County all season, and then the rut kicks in and he takes off and he gets killed in Berrien County, you know what I mean? He's automatically out, you know what I mean? Or that's the way it was before. So I had to let any county touching those 4 counties, Cass County, St. Joe County, Elkhart, and St. Joe, Indiana, any county touching those, that's part of Michiana. I had to let them in because deer travel.
Right.
We expanded that.
So we expanded out. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Now, what about people that don't live here locally but hunt locally?
If they're hunting, trapping, fishing Michiana, they're in.
Cool. Yeah. Now, you guys just recently did some contests, yeah?
Yep. We just had our second big buck contest. Yep.
Turnout?
Just, huh?
How was the turnout?
It was like 4 times the size of our first one.
Yeah. We had a good turnout.
Awesome.
We just need to get more entries. Everybody's there for the stuff, the free stuff. We need more entries. We got to figure, we got bugs we're still trying to work out.
Mm-hmm.
We had just shy of 200 people for our second contest, and our first one we only had 30, 40 at most. But it's like the first contest we had 8-10 deer get brought in, and the second contest 8-10 deer.
Yeah.
And how we do our entries is you got to post and make a post in the group sharing your harvest photo, and that's your entry. And then if you want to have them actually in the contest, you just show up, we sign you in, you take them over, and then we got our scorer doing his job.
Yeah.
But people are seeing these 200-inch deer and like, oh, I can't beat a 200-inch deer. Why even try? It's like, we got side pods for deer that aren't even in our top 3.
Right.
Yes.
You know, first, second, third, fourth. There's other places.
Yeah, so like our first through third, those are the big deer. Those are the guys that are winning like our big prize, like our steelhead fishing trip or our Deer Creek pheasant hunting trip or something like that. Like
Right.
But like the side pots, like those guys are all getting prizes.
And
Like
side
for like
pots.
longest times, widest spread, like outside of the top 3. So it's like we're giving guys that shot 130 to 150 inch deer a chance to win a prize. That like, hey, like you showed up, got to eat some free food, hang out with people, see some big deer, and win some.
Yeah, there's nobody that I know gets mad about hanging out, talking hunting, looking at some big deer, eating
getting
some free
free
chili. Like,
And the
free
door
stuff.
prizes, like I think we gave away like 12, 13 door prizes, and one of the door prizes was that cloverleaf box
The
blind.
ground
that we
blind,
got.
yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That was cool.
This is a
That's
$3,000
awesome.
ground blind that we gave away.
It was 2,000. 2,000. Well, over 3,000 if you did the tower and everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. You're
Okay,
right.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about
Dustin.
that.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
So how many followers or group members are you guys up to now?
Right now we're only halfway to what we had. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So we're right there at 2,100.
Yeah, 2,000, between 2,000 and 2,200, somewhere right in there.
We good right there, boss?
Yeah, you're good. Sorry.
You good? You
I
good?
think you hit the switch by accident. That was all.
So you-
2,000. That's a shit ton of members.
yeah, and they're all local, so we're all neighbors, man.
So how hard is that to manage? Is there any, like the Woodsman constantly complains about?
No, see, the
people
Woodsman has
arguing.
40,000 members. I think Mike has over there.
Woo!
He's got his hands
That's
full. He really
that's
does.
nationwide, though.
Yeah, that's
Right,
all over,
right.
For the most part, the group handles itself. I mean,
It doesn't seem like you guys ever
there's no
got like
drama,
any.
really. If there's any drama, it's just me. Talking shit.
It's just the admin.
He's mainly taking shots at me. and
Yeah,
a
I'm
couple
always
other
taking
guys.
shots at
but
everybody. So, for the most part, it runs pretty smooth, man.
But we
Lucky.
but the big thing about Michiana Monsters is like it's a page for quote monster bucks. So what do you got people doing? They're trying to locate where you're at or locate that deer specifically. So like one of our main rules is like no spot poaching. Don't
Right.
be
Right.
trying to ask people where they're hunting at, where they're from, all sorts of stuff. And it's like we find out about like we get a member that says, "Hey, this guy's been messaging me, trying to hound me."
He's
He's
gone.
gone.
We delete him right away.
We're not.
We don't even
we're not
ask
trying to deal
questions.
with that.
so I got a buddy from high school. I'm still real good friends with him, and I kind of had an issue with the same thing. I can't blame him because we were kids and whatnot. He's 16, 17 years old. He doesn't have property. I hunt right down the road. He got permission on all the surrounding properties
Yes,
to mine, and I'm
dude.
like, I could have strangled him.
Yes, dude.
Still one of my best friends. We had to sit down and talk about it. Like, come on, man. If you wanted to go hunting, you should have just say something to me. I don't got a problem taking you out, but when I see you in my tree stand, like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm up there in my tree and I can see
Yeah.
you in your tree stand.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Not want to see.
Not
Yeah,
cool.
not something I want to see for sure. For sure. I'm
Like,
with
just give me a heads up on it at least. It's one of those things where
you. Yeah. It's.
some people don't understand that.
I'm sure.
They really don't.
Do you guys hunt farms at all that have that the landowner lets other people hunt on?
Kinda. Yeah.
Like I deal with a lot of that. So it's like, oh yeah, you're trying to do everything right, but the landowner lets 2-3 other guys hunt it.
Kind of like when you take the last 2 weeks of bow season off to let it really settle
Calm
down
down,
before you come back
yeah.
from deer camp. So you want everything to be nice and settled down, and then you find out the guy that was hunting it while you were gone shot a 10-point.
So like,
Wait, what?
Yeah, this was a couple years ago.
Oh,
So being from Michigan, it seems like everybody loves gun season. I'm the complete opposite. I try to fill every tag that I have in my pocket before November 15th because every single one of my farms, as soon as November 15th is, boom, shuts off completely. I go from
That's funny.
seeing deer every hunt, literally every hunt, going from seeing 10 to 20 deer a hunt to seeing the big goose egg.
That's exactly what it is out here, man.
It's hard.
It sucks.
And-
like, dude, it'll be like all October on fire.
Yep.
Looking good.
Or early
First
November,
week of-
it starts to die down. By the time the 15th hits,
Dead. Ghost town.
done.
Yep.
Ghost
Done.
town.
Now,
Yeah.
down, which we're used to work out because down at my parents, it was just on fire, and they're like 20 minutes from the Indiana border, if that.
Yep.
And probably more like 5 minutes, really.
Well, you guys don't have the hunting pressure right there. Like
we have some, but it's not terrible. That little property sits on a real unique chunk of land. But what sucks is we just got the text that it's not technically my father's land; it's the neighbors that let us hunt, and they're selling the land.
Oh man,
I just got that.
How
text.
much?
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes,
they're selling it with the house, so it's way more than you and I can afford. I can promise you that.
This
Yeah, it's a bummer, but and I mean that shit happens.
dude, it happens every year.
Splitting the lot.
Every single year,
Yep.
lose something.
So I mean, but that's why I'm blessed where I have plenty of properties to hunt, to where it's not like the end of the world. But like my brother, I kind of feel bad for him. He's got behind his place, and he's got a couple other small chunks, but they're not really worth the shit for deer.
Right.
Bring his ass up here.
I'm
Take him over to Heartlines.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that I got permission to cross the
At
street too,
minimum,
that
get him a
changes the
doe.
whole game.
I mean,
Yeah.
Something
We'll
for that
put
freezer.
meat in his freezer for
So
sure.
like last year, I lost one of my best properties. What was that? Week or two before season even started.
Yeah.
Like I was running cameras in there all summer. I had 2 bucks in there that I was really antsy to go after.
Landowner died.
Landowner died, and boom, lost it.
Yeah.
So I mean, how do you guys just go around knocking on doors?
Dude, I knock on so many doors every year. I'm
Now,
constantly.
so you're a
knocking.
trapper too. So you do this for trapping also.
I do it for trapping, but the trapping thing opens up a lot of doors. You know what I'm saying? As
I
far
can
as-
imagine.
Yeah, it really does. It gets you on the ground. It gets you on the turf.
You're doing them a favor.
Yes, and then the next thing you know, you're fishing, you're turkey hunting, and before it's over with, hopefully you're deer hunting. Hopefully, fingers crossed,
For
you know.
free.
Yeah, right.
Right.
But I mean, like the worst they can tell you is no, though, right?
Exactly.
So
No
that's what I
isn't.
tell everybody. I mean, the
Yeah.
worst they're going to tell you is no.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm nervous. I don't like doing it either, but it's always awkward.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get told no more than way more than I'll
But that's
ever-
it. I mean, no, okay, well,
That's what it is.
Hey,
It's
I
a
appreciate
numbers
your
game,
time,
though.
you know?
I mean, if you go out, you ask, say you've got a 10% success rate.
Yes.
You go ask
If
10
that.
people throughout the one day.
Yep.
You got 10 properties lined up.
Yes.
One person says yes. There's your hunting spot for the year.
That's it.
Like,
And you're in the area you wanted to be in.
right, if you can only pick off one animal, you still got to go hunting. You still got something.
That's true. Definitely knock on doors. Definitely.
Also
that's
have
how
it-
that's in the group, having the group, I get invited out and stuff like that. So that helps.
I'm sure.
Definitely helps.
If any of you guys on Hunt Trap Fish want to invite me and Type Gear out, we are more than welcome for invites.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Fishing. Make me do the grunt work on trapping, whatever.
Yeah, let's do it. Whatever. I'll
Also,
pack
too,
your
if you even
critters
have a
out.
skill, like some kind of skill, like some people, like they trade labor for hunting right.
Well, it just
Y'all need anything welded?
Hey, he's a welder.
You know what?
carpentry
Put
work,
that out right there. That'll work.
right? Well, it hurts me because I feel like a lot of people lose their property, then they're just like, well, I'm done.
Yeah,
And that's it.
happens. It happens.
And then their kids never get into it, and then their kids never get into it.
And that's it.
Dude, my mom did that for turkey hunting. She lost 2 properties, and then just all of a sudden was like, whoa, nobody wants you to turkey hunt. I can't find a place. I don't know what to do. I'm like, go ask other people.
Yeah.
Well, you have all the spots. I've got 2.
Yeah.
I literally have 2.
Well,
Like, go ask other people. It doesn't have to be on this road.
So your mom got you into hunting?
No.
No.
Hell no. I got her.
My
I guess
mom got me.
technically it was my brother that got her into hunting, but
I got you. See, my mom actually the one that got me into hunting.
That's awesome, man.
It is. It is. Really. It really is. But I'm from down south, so.
Right. So my mom was a huge supporter. I mean, she was always like, so I started like sitting out and watching deer when I was like 11. I didn't even have a gun or anything. I was just sitting out watching deer with the call, trying to figure out how to use it and
Yeah.
stuff during the rut, and my mom just, okay, she comes sit next to me, and she would drive me here and there whenever when I was younger. But yeah, that's cool. Like, your mom actually got you into it.
she really did. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, I had a stepdad, and he was into hunting. He got her into it. Next thing you know, she was taking me hunting, and I never stopped.
She just a deer hunter or everything?
Yeah, she's a deer hunter, and she actually hasn't. She hasn't hunted in years, but she got it started.
That's awesome,
You need
dude.
to change that, Chris.
You know what? I probably should take Mama hunting.
There you go.
I probably should.
Bring out here in the squirrel season. We
I
got plenty of
guarantee
squirrels.
she's listening. So we'll definitely. Mom, I'm taking you hunting.
I guess
I've been hunting pretty much since I can walk. Like my grandpa, he used to take me out, and first deer I watched get shot, I was 4 years old, and talk about close, 10 yards, 12 gauge.
Oh man!
And my grandpa, all he did headshots, headshots
With a
on
12 gauge.
with 12 gauge, 10 yards, 4 years old.
No Euro mounts for him.
Y'all ever seen a watermelon get shot with a 12
And
gauge?
it was a little basket rack 8, and he didn't care. I couldn't even see over, like, because it was the old school, like, log, like, ground blinds, like, he'd pound T-posts in off a tree and stack logs in it, and I sat on a milk crate between his legs, and he'd wrap his jacket around me, and I'd sit there and, hey, there's some coming, and, like, all I had was a 5-foot window in front of the blind to even see anything, and that buck came in right in front of the blind, and he had the gun over, and he started walking away, and I seen him picking that gun up, and I was like, oh man, here we go. I covered my ears, and he whistled at that thing and turned around, boom, dropped it. He didn't have the gun down. He's like, man, you were on top of that thing, holding it down, trying to keep it from running away.
So that story reminds me of a story of my dad's. You know, my dad's, you know, when he was a kid, deer weren't really around.
Right.
You know, so like whitetail hunting, you know, I grew up thinking my dad was this awesome hunter, and I love you, Popsy, to death. But after once I got older and started like really thinking about him, like my dad's kind of a shitty hunter.
Pops, you didn't know what the hell you were
Shitty
doing.
hunter, shitty shot. He
My gramps was the same way.
I'm sorry.
He had one spot that he would go sit,
Sorry.
no.
and there'd be 20-something deer that would walk by him, and you'd take your pick.
Point and pray.
And the biggest deer he ever shot, like he started hunting in the 70s, and the biggest deer he ever shot was a 142-inch gross 8-point.
That's a big 8
That's
point.
a big 8.
That's a big eight.
That's
It's
a
a
big
monster 8. Chris has seen it.
Yeah.
And
a good deer.
Like I mean,
It's a
like
really good deer.
the main beams are like that big around.
Dude,
That's a
that's
good
where the
deer.
ones around here get their mass from. That.
Hold on. I got to tell a story first. I feel like I started to tell it, and then I got distracted. So, the shooting of the deer in the head. So my dad was sitting with my oldest brother years ago on the property that is now for sale, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And
Give me a price, Bert.
right. So this giant herd of deer. They were cutting corn across Mayflower. Right, so all these deer just come storming out of these woods. Right, my dad's got this old A5 Browning, man, just unloading.
Missed every shot.
Missed everything. Right,
Did it really?
didn't hit shit. And he ran through all 5 shells. My brother starts reaching because he was wearing my dad's hunting coat. He got cold. He's reaching in the pocket, tossing them bullets. Man, he's loading them one by one. Got down to the last one, double out buck.
Okay. Good.
This doe and this buck, this little 8-point, stop 10 yards in front of him.
Oh jeez.
Shut
He climbs on top of the doe,
Blew his face off.
and he's like, "Man, all I got is double out buck." Yeah, he's like, "I don't want to shoot that doe.
Right.
I'm gonna shoot him in the head."
Yeah.
Blew half his fucking rack
Really?
off, dude.
Oh
wow.
God.
I've heard stories like that. I've heard stories like that. Guys blow the racks
It's
off.
one of my favorite stories ever. I mean, that rack is still sitting in my dad's basement.
Really?
It looks cool as hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I bet.
Yeah.
Especially once you tell a story.
I bet.
Anyway,
I
go
bet.
ahead, Tyfke.
On what?
You were gonna say something, and I interrupted you because you were just.
Yeah, well, scatterbrain.
Man, like
Derail that train. It's not coming back on the tracks.
So,
Sorry.
like
Sorry, bud.
speaking about like going out like kids hunting and stuff like that, like man, kids have it made nowadays.
Compared to what we had.
Oh shit! They
are-
got the early season.
People are taking kids
You don't even need to go through
5, 6
hunter
years
safety
old
now?
out. It's like,
Yeah.
Yes,
man,
you do.
my grandfather
You can
didn't
sit
let
with
me
somebody.
even touch a weapon in the woods until I was 10 years old.
Sucks to be you.
So I got to sit in the blind for 6 years and just watch him waste deer.
See, my kid's been fucking shit up for a
Just
while.
sat. and then when I was, because like
Excuse my language.
back in that time period, they still had age restrictions on how old you had to be to hunt. So like
Oh, yeah.
back then you had to be, I think it was 10 years old to bow hunt and then 14 years old to gun hunt. And
I think that's a little messed up. They do it that way. I think those should be flip flopped.
well, that's how it was back then. So it's like they figured,
I know,
firearm, can't have a 10-year-old walking around out in the woods with a
I
firearm.
understand.
But it's like
It was for me. It was 12 and 14,
it was something like that. Yeah, I couldn't remember the exact number.
which I mean, past the statute of limitations, I'm sure, but I was out there. I mean, my dad had a shotgun in my hand when I was 12.
Yeah, same here because
Easy balls drop.
he was like, "All right, yeah, you watch me do it. Go hunt alone." I never shot a deer before. I had no guidance. He's like, he would drop me and my brother off out in the woods. They're like, "All right, go on out." You know how many years I went without even getting to see a deer in the woods hunting alone as a kid?
They weren't playing to win.
Nothing.
You did have one of them fancy camo scent locks.
Sitting out there playing tiddlywinks in the blind.
I gun hunted for 4 or 5 years before I even seen a deer. And then I begged my grandpa, I was like, get me a bow. Got a bow. First time I went bow hunting, I got to shoot at 8-point.
He missed it.
Missed it, but it was like first time bow hunting. I was like, you know what? I was like, that gun hunting? Nah. I was like, I'd rather bow hunt. So like strictly, I'm bow hunting now. I bow hunt even during gun season, depending on the spot.
There's something about it depends on the spot, and honestly,
If
man,
you keep your property quiet enough and everybody around you's blasting off, they're gonna know. They show up on your stuff. So if you can keep your property as quiet as you can for as long as you can, while your neighbors are just trashing their property, let them do it. Because you want a fun fact? You want this is a true fact. 80% of deer shot during gun season first 3 days.
Oh yeah.
Why do we have a month straight?
After opening day, your percentage goes down by like 50% on your chance to shoot it.
well, after talking with Russ Mason back when he was in charge of the wildlife department for the DNR, he had said at one point that 80% of the hunters in the state of Michigan only hunt whitetail, and like
Opening weekend.
and 75% of those, or something like that, or 70% only hunt whitetail during firearm.
Ah,
So
that makes sense.
you know what I mean? Like take that in
Definitely
consideration,
believe
and then I mean
Definitely believe that.
the majority.
Now with all the crossbow laws, like being legal.
What's your
now.
take on crossbows?
Oh, whoa, hold on a minute.
Hold on!
We may not ask.
This is a
Say,
touchy subject.
I will let
but-
you know. I'm just getting back to my compound.
Hold on a minute.
I wanted to ask you guys.
Hold on a minute.
No,
I'm not saying
hold
no.
on.
No, you can say your opinion. This is friends talking amongst friends. I will tell you prior to you speaking, the only reason that I went with the crossbow for the last 2 years is because I'm too fucking blind to see through a peep sight, through my glasses, at the pins. My eyes are fucked.
Dude, trust me. I know. I'm wearing the spectacles myself.
Once I got contacts and picked
You're
up my
talking to two
old
guys sitting
compound,
here with glasses.
I understand that, but my
can't see
my
shit
astigmatism is
without
so
my
bad
glasses.
that like
I got a bad stigmatism.
I
too.
didn't feel right about trying to take a shot at a deer. I couldn't hit the fucking target past
Right.
20 yards.
So the last few years leading up to what was it, last summer when I got my glasses, Chris, I had LASIK when I was 19, and it wore off when I was like 28, 27. I'm like 32 this year. So like the last few years I was kind of like, I could see, but I couldn't see. And Chris was like, man, you're blind. but I could put 3 arrows like this at 70
He's
yards.
a good shot, but he can't see nothing.
I was like, yep, that's a deer for sure.
No, it's a stick.
That's the thing.
shot.
My eyes wouldn't focus past one focal point, so it's like I can see through the peep sight. Everything else is a fucking blur.
You might need one of those lenses that go in your peep sight.
Now that I have my contacts, once I got contact lenses, I can see to shoot a compound again. I haven't shot a I tried to shoot the compound for shit. I got rid of it when I was like 20 because I knew
I was a shit shot.
from 16 to 20 years old, I could split fucking arrows. I could split arrows out to 60 yards. Then it clicked. And I'm like, damn it. I tried to go a couple years ago. One of my buddies gave me a bow. And I'm like, I'm decent. You know, I took a shot at 30 and I hit him in the fucking shoulder. I'm like, nope, I'm done. And that was the second deer I lost with a bow. The first one was just a freak. It ran 400 yards on a double lung shot. Like, I've never fucking seen it, but my neighbor found it and was like, all right, well, I mean, it's been here for 3 days, so I can't really harvest it. But
Care if I take my rack back?
no, it was a doe, dude.
Oh.
That was one I'm like, shit, she's a big doe. I'm going to go shoot it. And I shot it and, what the fuck? Followed the blood trail for 100 yards and it just stopped. it was Halloween. It started raining, so it didn't stop.
Happens.
It washed away. But that's when I'm like, nah, I'm done. And I went to the crossbow for a couple of years, but now I just asked Brent. I'm like, man, what kind of bow do you shoot? I want to get a bear just because, like, on principle, Fred Bear, starting in Michigan. I've never shot a bear bow other than my recurve. I've shot Hoyt, and I'm a huge fan.
Hoyts are nice. I'm a Matthews guy. Chris is a Matthews guy.
I've never shot a Matthews. I've shot Hoyt. I've always been a fan of Bowtech and Diamond. That was the compound I had in high school. I was fucking deadly accurate with that thing. But, man, I'm so excited to get back into it.
If you want to get a good compound bow, there's so many different bow brands now, and like there's only so much you can do with the technology that's out. But I've been shooting Matthews since 2019 and haven't looked back, haven't changed. I've owned one Bowtech and the rest Matthews. I think I've owned like 6 or 7 of them. I was addicted there for a minute. New bow would drop, selling my old one that was brand new, buying the new one just to shoot the new bow. And I'm shooting that Matthews Traverse right now, and I got it cranked down to 65 pounds. And everybody talks scrap. Rage Broadhead. Chris will even attest to this.
That's what I shoot out of my crossbow.
Rage Broadhead. I smoked my buck 2 years ago straight in the shoulder, blew one blade off, and then almost passed through on the other side. When I was skinning him, I pulled 4 inches of the arrow and the broadhead out right there in his armpit. I was like, oh, there it is.
2-blade or 3-blade?
2-blade.
Good man.
The hypodermic. Awesome broadhead. People talk smack about it. Don't care.
That's the 2-blade? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the hypodermic.
Okay. That's the one. So that's only sharpened on. That's one bevel edge, right? It's sharpened down like a scalpel?
Yeah, but when I buy a pack of Rages, I pull them out. I disassemble them. I'll take a pair of Hemos. This is a pro tip. Hemos right on the blade, right through my knife sharpener. Boom, done. Put it back together. I can cut a kitchen towel with that. That's how I tested it. When I know it's sharp, rip my kitchen towel, done.
Nice.
But that doe, I only shot 1 deer last year. I just needed to put 1 doe in the freezer. That doe was 15 yards, quarter and tomb. I put it right on the point of her shoulder. Boom, blew right through it.
That's the one thing.
100 yards.
died in eyesight. 40 yards.
I'm just playing. 900 yards later.
16 inches of penetration on that.
The only reason that I'm considering taking my crossbow for late doe season,
because it's cold.
I shot one this year. This last year with
bundled up.
Shit, it was like a week before gun season. I finally got out bow hunting. I was so busy this year, it was crazy. But I'm shooting Rage out of my crossbow, and they're only like 350, 400 grain arrow broadhead combined. Like, it's on the light side.
Very light.
But it's fast as hell.
Right.
She was at 50 yards, and I'm like,
put her in the freezer.
Fuck it. I'm going to take the shot.
Liver shot.
Hell no. I called Brent. I'm like, dude, I think I fucking missed. I don't know what happened. I couldn't find blood. I'm like, oh my God. I walked too goddamn far. When she made the circle in the field, she literally just like did a hairpin turn and beeline back to the woods. As soon as I hit that ditch and got to the wood line, it was like somebody stabbed 2 holes inside of a paint can. But it went through 2 ribs, all the way through the deer at 50 yards, and buried all but like 3 inches of the arrow into the dirt. Rage was untouched. 1 rib was completely cut in half, and she made it maybe 70 yards at a dead fucking sprint.
Shut her down.
I've shot deer with a Rage Broadhead, and they've gone 10 yards and died.
Yep. You hit that bone, though, boys. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, I was going to say, man.
Carnage, Chris.
Stop.
Dude, that's why I'm talking about the crossbow for late season, man. When you can shoot at 50 yards and go completely through that deer and bury the whole bolt but 3 inches in the dirt.
Okay, so when I got out of high school, I was trying to be a rodeo cowboy bull rider. I've had over 100 shoulder dislocations.
Out of Michigan?
Michigan, Indiana, Ohio. Tri-state area. I rode.
Oh, they're around.
I understand that. Yeah, Walmart.
27 racks. Had my shoulder ripped out of socket 100 plus
Love you,
times.
Jackson.
Confirmed. And refused to shoot a crossbow. Had one shoulder surgery. 65 pounds. Nice and easy, even if I'm cold.
Stop it.
Dead serious, man.
I get it.
I
That's
feel
serious.
that. I got told to have shoulder surgery at 15 because I haven't had over 100. I lost count around like 20. But my right shoulder it's got some scar tissue.
Yep.
It's been out of the socket a lot. I've never had surgery on it. It is what it is. It holds true pretty well now. I mean, the last time I dislocated it, I think it was a stupid dirt bike accident.
Yeah, don't get on a dirt bike.
All right, so getting back to the contests real quick. So who did you guys have score all those?
Danny Yoder. Woodside Taxidermy. He's a SCI. He's an official SCI scorer.
Okay.
That's gross scores only.
No nets?
No net.
No net. Right.
Okay.
So that
Which I think it should be anyway. As far as
I
I'm
agree.
concerned.
I agree.
I don't believe in
I agree.
deductions.
Every inch.
Nets
every
are
inch should be
proficient.
counted.
Mhm.
I agree.
We should get
I
the
agree.
federal government on board with that.
Yes.
No. The federal government ruins everything.
Stop it, Dustin.
No, I mean the no deductions
Stop
part.
No, I'm with you on that.
Oh.
Gross.
Oh.
Taxes.
I just
Yeah, let me keep my money.
well, the thing that drives me nuts isn't so much like when you see a tree branch deer, because I mean that it is what it is,
Yeah.
like a big, giant, nasty, non-typical,
crazy,
like
non-typical.
from Josh Wagner when he was in here talking
Yeah.
about those bucks. That's different. But I'm talking about these,
360-inch 2-year-old fucking
Yeah.
bush on
right?
its head.
But I'm talking like the symmetrical 10-point that that tine is a half inch longer than that tine, so it gets deducted. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. I agree.
Stupid.
I agree.
Now,
I
do
think if he
they
grows it, he should be able to count it.
do they
Right.
do that deduction with the Pope and Young, or
Yes.
is that just Booner?
Pope
Both.
and Young also.
Pope and Young also.
Yep.
It's
I
garbage.
can't tell you how many buddies I have that have big giant deer on their
deer.
wall, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they told me that deer only scored 130." I'm like,
It's 140.
"Wow, what?"
It's 140,
I'm like,
140
what?
inch deer.
That's a
Yeah, that's
You pull the
I
deer
don't
off the
agree.
wall and you put a
3
tape
foot
to
spread.
it, and it's mid 140s, 150. I'm like,
I
don't
think
believe
if he
that
grows
guy.
it, you can count it, right? If he grows it,
that's
you
what I'm
can count
saying, man.
He's
I-
nitpicking. Don't listen to him.
it. Yeah. So
Like, I don't
our
know
score,
nothing.
if in the contest, if he grew it, it counted. You know?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Because that's
yeah.
how we view it.
So I know it was a lady that won your first one, right?
She
No,
took second.
second.
Miss Rachel.
Tom Fogarty won, and
First.
he was here.
I know
during-
Tom Fogarty
Do you know Tom?
very well.
So
Tom's
Tom.
cool
So
dude.
hold on. So
My mom
Tom.
used
Tom
to
won
babysit
this.
Tom's kids.
Tom won the second one.
Really?
No, first.
Nice.
Oh,
The
okay.
first one.
Yeah.
Tom
first
or
contest.
Tommy?
Tom.
Old Tom.
It could be Tom.
Got a
Hell, I don't
mustache,
know.
big old mustache. Tom
Cop.
Fogarty.
He's a cop, I think. Is he a cop?
I don't know what
I know
he
he
does
rides.
for a
He rides a
job.
pony.
Yeah, that's Tom.
Yeah.
Always has little squirt up there at the Berrien County Youth Fair.
Sounds like the same guy.
Well, no,
Yeah.
the buck that he shot, I got pictures of it still on my phone. That
That's
buck
a
that he shot was a
giant.
monster, dude. Like the bases on it were bigger than a beer
So,
can.
That was our first contest.
Fogarty's got a
That was the
fucking
first one.
compound out there.
That's what he called it. What do you call it? When the Fogarty what? What do you call it?
Fogarty
Fogarty,
I don't know.
uh,
He talked to you more. than
Fogarty
me.
Ranch.
Oh, the
Fogarty
ranch.
Hey, that's legit. Whatever he's got going
So
on.
what
is
did it score?
It was like 2-0. Like we scored.
Oh man,
Because the first year, okay,
don't let me lie to
the
you.
first year that we had our contest,
Was it over 2?
yes,
yes,
oh my
we did not
goodness.
have an official licensed score our first contest. We
that
did,
was us.
It was me,
It's at
Chris,
Alabama
and
Ranch.
one other guy scoring deer.
Math
like,
is hard.
Hey, we don't.
Yes.
We were like, we don't care if you had it scored by a professional. If we score it differently, you win based off our score. That's
Right.
just what
By
it
the way,
was.
everybody's doing the same scoring
Man.
system.
And
So-
Tom won, and then Rachel, that deer that she
Bamman?
shot,
Wheeler.
Rachel Wheeler,
Wheeler, she was a Bamman.
but
She's
she
getting
shot,
a freaking 450 Bushmaster named after her.
Yeah.
Yes, dude,
Yeah.
she's got her own gun named after
She
her.
shot
So-
the largest women's deer in Michigan.
I was gonna
that
say.
year.
So that's how that came to
Yes.
be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
I want to challenge that as of this year. I don't know how big Tom's son.
Tom's deer. Yeah.
So Tommy, his boy, his wife shot a 16-point last year.
Nice.
I don't know how big it was, but I also don't know how big Rachel's was.
Rachel scored one set. What was it?
180
180?
even.
180 even? Okay.
That we scored it
I was
at.
going to say 170.
That's a big damn deer.
That's a big deer, dude.
Huge.
They're on some good turf.
I don't know where wheelers hunt.
Yeah. Wherever it is, man, it's the land of them giants.
Man, her cousin's one of my best friends. It wouldn't take shit to figure that out.
Man, don't ask questions.
I know I ain't no spot stealer.
Don't ask questions. Let them do their thing, man. They're doing a good job.
So
Man,
how
Varian and Cass,
how did she go about getting the gun named after her? That's
she shot it with this certain gun brand, and I think it might have even been a Michigan company.
Well, I think it was the largest deer killed in Michigan that year. Don't hold me to
For a female.
for a female.
Yeah.
this would have been
Deer in general.
2021 or 2020.
It would have been 20.
20.
Yeah, 20. Yeah.
20. Don't hold me to that.
But
You
I
should
think they
have her
reached
over
out
here
to
and
her.
ask her.
Because, like,
No.
she posted pictures
No?
of her deer with that gun and everything. And like, oh, man, we need to hit her up. And they turned around, named that model after
definitely
everything.
named
The
the gun.
Wheeler 450 or what?
I think it is
Yeah.
the Wheeler 450.
Yeah.
I'm not for sure.
That's awesome though.
Hell yeah. I wish they'd name a gun after me.
No shit.
Can you imagine?
No shit.
Think of the deer that it would take to get a gun named after you.
Oh man, I don't even know what caliber I'd want.
Oh, man.
I might be offended if it's like a 22.
Yeah. Insult me with this
Let me get that
bullshit.
6.5 named after me.
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
It's 2022. Like, you can claim to be a female now. You can, like...
I identify as a female. All right, whatever.
I'm tucking
Somebody's-
taped. It's fine.
I'm pissed I just said that because somebody's going to take that clip and just run
Tear it
with
up.
Run
Yeah,
with
so we
it,
got to be
dude.
careful with it.
But it is
let's
it-
go, Brandon.
Right. So it is time for Stump Typekey though. So we got
Damn you,
we're about an hour in.
bitch.
So
These balls.
for you guys and for those who aren't familiar, so what we do is every episode, I or a guest comes up with 5 questions, original questions about a certain subject, which in this case, whitetails.
Man, we
Odd
didn't
number.
even get into turkeys.
I know.
We never even talked about
They give you turkey stickers. We didn't even get into turkeys.
We could drag this podcast out a little longer.
Well,
if you guys want. We don't-
we'll do
we
it
don't
after
care.
So
Stump Type.
we could do Stump Typekey, then we could drag it out. But anyway, so
Definitely want to go back to the head shooting deer. I'm not okay with that.
I've never attempted. I never tried.
I'm not
And
okay
I
with
watched
that.
several deer.
This
get
is
shot,
me
man.
making it
I
up.
won't do it.
headshots.
But right on. We're not
So
okay
we're getting
with
back
that.
to the headshots, but let's get through this real quick.
Definitely.
This will be quick.
Don't shout out the answers until after I reply, because then I feel cheated if I do get it right.
Right.
I'm probably gonna get them all.
And I don't have any backup questions, so
Feel free to chime in after I answer, though.
Definitely.
Will do.
We're going to bust his balls.
Like,
stupid.
What the?
All right. So, question 1. The gland located in the middle of a deer's hoof is called A, the tarsal gland, B, the metatarsal gland, C, the interdigital gland, D, the preorbital gland. I can repeat if needed.
Repeat the question.
The gland
Between-
located in the
between?
the
Yep,
gland
they
located
got
in the
one right
middle
there.
of a deer's hoof
Get Bryce Watson on the
is
phone.
called
Do we have a call?
A, tarsal,
That's
We do not.
metatarsal,
Get Bryce on the horn.
interdigital, preorbital.
should be metatarsal.
Matt. It is the interdigital gland.
Interdigital.
Interdigital. That is what the dog tracking dogs, or I'm sorry,
Right.
deer tracking dogs. That's what they
That's
lock
what they're
on.
chasing.
A little
That
tiny
gland.
hole right in between their hoof, right up there
I know the tarsal's up farther.
Right.
on the back leg.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tarsal. Well, the
I broke-
metatarsal and the tarsal that I always get confused.
Well, I broke my metatarsals quite a few times.
The tarsals are like
in
right.
your foot.
The tarsals are like right on that bend, right? The big
Their
bend.
back
Yeah.
knee.
Yeah. The
Do
one
they
that's like
have
all-
a metatarsal gland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to whatever
Okay.
website I got that from.
I don't skin that far down.
Okay,
I go
so-
to the first joint, lop it off.
Done.
Preorbital
Put it in the freezer.
gland is the gland above the
Wait. He might have these as questions.
I do not.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
Question number
preorbital gland is right above their eyes, and when like you'll see a buck rubbing his face on a licking
Don't some
branch.
people call that the forehead gland?
That's what I call
in
it.
hillbilly term, but
That's what I call it,
honestly.
honestly. The
Preorbital.
technical
I mean,
term.
I would figure orbital, preorbital.
Preorbital is right above their eye
two?
socket. They're rubbing all that stuff on there, getting the smell good on there. But the interdigital between the hoof tarsal is on their back knee. Where is the metal?
The metatarsal from the diagram they were showing looked like it was like here.
On their
like almost by the dew
front?
claw.
On their front?
Almost by the dew claw, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, never heard of it.
I don't know. I don't have the picture in front of me, so I can't say.
Human anatomy fucked me on that.
We do not have those.
Yeah. Well, that's why I made sure I threw in the metatarsal because I knew that'd get you.
You asshole.
Mm-hmm.
You got that starfish.
All right, so type key 0 Bert 1. All right, so the official regulated Michigan deer season was in A, 1849. I'll repeat the question. The first official regulated Michigan deer season was in
So we had to buy
A,
tags.
yes,
Good luck,
1849, B, 1869, C, 1859, D, 1846.
Damn, that seemed like a long time ago.
It was a minute.
Dude, can you repeat the fucking numbers?
One more time.
Like,
The official regulated Michigan deer
I don't need
season
the question. I need the numbers.
was in 1849, 1869, 1859, or 1846.
Go with 69. That's a cooler number.
I'm going with 69 because it's the latest.
69, that is false. It is C, 1859.
10
Well,
years off.
you know what?
I call bullshit.
Hey, Bert,
I actually have the link if we want to read it.
what were the tags made of back in 1954?
Paper?
This isn't Stump Bert. This is Stump
This
Type
is
Key.
Stump Bert. What were the tags made of in 1954?
In
That's
54?
a legit question.
Probably hemp paper back then.
Ooh.
That's a good legit question.
I'm going to go with that, hemp paper. That seems like legit.
Yeah.
Do you want multiple choice?
Sure.
Hemp paper, cellophane, brass, tin.
10.
Yep.
That's legit.
Idiots.
Hey, you know what? Without
Hemp
multiple
paper's
choice,
way
he'd have
cheaper.
fucked it up.
I would have. Faux show. All right, so
I only know that because I have a 1954 tag back.
You're
in the
0 for
They
2.
did make metal tags.
Now this.
Yep.
For the longest time.
Yeah, I remember my dad having to wear like a tag on his
Yeah, we
back,
had
like
a
a big
beard.
paper tag on the back
Yeah,
of his vest,
yeah.
like clipped on there
It's
or
like-
something.
Man.
I remember watching my dad like walk out the door with that giant tag on his back when I was like,
My great grandpa used to have to wear stuff like that.
I found the metal one digging through the gun room at John's house and was like, "What the fuck is that? Oh God, that's a deer tag."
You see
That's
all
awesome,
all them old buck mounts with all the metal tags right around the rack like that. It's pretty cool.
It's almost like a metal zip tie.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool
Those
though.
are-
Like that, I would want to get my hands on one of those.
I
All right,
might be
all
able
right.
To help with that.
This one I think you might know. I have confidence in you,
You
in this
hope.
one.
You might.
I hope.
Yeah, you're 0 for
Did you
2.
do 5 or 7?
5. I was gonna do 7.
shit.
I'm glad I didn't do 7. You might, maybe not so much. All right, so hunting deer out of a tree stand was made legal in Michigan in 1989, 1996, 2001, or 2000.
With a bow or a gun?
Does it matter, really? Does
Wait,
it matter?
It does matter.
Reread those
Really?
numbers.
Read the
Hunting
question.
deer out of a tree stand was made legal in Michigan in 89, 96, 2001, or 2000.
89.
Go way back.
2000.
Yeah. Really?
And I also have
That's why I said bow or gun.
I have this link, so let's see what they say.
That makes no sense.
All it says is it was firearm. So that was my bad. I misworded that question. So all right.
We're going to call it a draw on that one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a wash.
Yes.
That was my bad. God damn it.
You want to know what gets me though? Is like here in lower Michigan, we're only allowed to use slug guns, but you go right across the state line, and people on private property are allowed to shoot a high-powered rifle.
He's hating on the Indiana people. I don't understand.
You know
Well,
what?
so we talked with again Russ Mason back when he was in charge, and we asked him the same question, like, why can't we use a high-powered centerfire rifle in Michigan below the rifle light? And it's all about
Population density.
Population.
exactly how many people are out there. Not in general, just how many people are out in the woods.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just
80% of the people in Michigan only hunt deer. 70% of those people only hunt deer for firearms. So there's a shit ton of people out in the woods for firearm season. So that's where they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't have a bunch of lead going miles.
Out a little.
Hey, my bullets are 100% copper, Bert.
Hey, it'll open up some property.
That's true.
And
Lead
make
be damned.
those prices cheaper, I guess.
God, I'm really pissed I fucked that question up. Look at me go. All right, so question 4. Deer are... I know you're going to get this one. Deer are primarily A, nocturnal, B, diurnal, C, crepuscular, D, none of the above.
C.
My ninja. Crepuscular.
What? What is that even?
Crepuscular means... Crepuscular means
dawn.
they do most of their activity at dusk and at dawn. So low light.
I would have screamed
situations.
nocturnal.
They're not nocturnal.
I would have said nocturnal.
Naturally, they're
No.
not nocturnal. People
No.
make them nocturnal.
Yeah, you damn right.
It's like coyotes.
Your
Coyotes
coyotes
are
aren't
not
the same
naturally
ground
nocturnal.
animal.
Right.
Loss of habitat makes them nocturnal. You get choked. They get choked into certain little spots. But if you get within that 100-yard range of where a deer will actually bed up at.
I think it's still people, though.
Okay.
It's people.
So it's...
Okay, so here's another... I'm going to ask a question to him that is a true fact. Then you can ask your last one.
Actually, that's going to be awesome because I have a really good tiebreaker. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. How many times in a day does a deer get up and feed?
On average?
On average. This is a number that is...
That's a good question.
Like, get up out of its bed and
Get up
feed.
out of its bed,
And feed.
mosey around, browse, feed. Like, it doesn't, like, sit there and put the feed bag on, but he's going to get up and he's going to feed. How many times does a deer feed?
Doesn't
in
mean
a
he's
So
24
basically,
hours.
you're asking how many times does it bed down throughout the day plus 1?
No.
Yeah,
What are you
because if it gets up to feed...
He's got a bed, right? If he's laying down. I see what he's saying. I see what you're saying, too. Go ahead with your question.
I'm going to say it's only 3.
How many times a day?
5.
5.
They say a deer will get up within 5 times a day to feed.
And that's the reason we push
nighttime,
time.
the
for
nighttime
bedding.
feed is the big feed, to where it's like, okay, so that's why it's so critical.
Now, what time of year is that? And like
That's a good question.
a whole 12 months, or is that during hunting season?
That's a good question.
Okay,
Because
so
of heat.
Hell yeah.
I'm telling you right now. 'Cause I guarantee
you.
you, them fuckers are going to want to be out when it's 90 degrees.
I'm going to
Yes.
say this is probably just on an average number. They say it's 5 times a day to get up and feed, Jeff. So I get a lot of my information from Jeff Sturgis.
He's legit.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, UP, all that area.
You know Jeff Sturgis.
He's
right?
a
The name.
I've heard the name, yeah.
Yep, he's a big land consultant for our area. And this dude, he's like, deer get up 5 times a day to get up and feed. And that's why it's critical to have daytime browse.
What are the times?
There's no specific time, but like in that, so where a
Best
deer
him up
will
right there.
pick
You see
the
that?
bed, it's going to be good to where he's got daytime browse and security cover. And so...
Well, no, let's talk about how long they bed for, because like just some of the jobs we've been at, I work construction, and some of the jobs we've been at in the woods, like you literally watch these deer and like,
Stand up.
dude, it's crazy.
Wow.
Like they'll lay down for, it doesn't seem like that long, man, like an hour or two, then they'll get up and move again, you know, and they don't move far,
Nope.
but they'll, you know,
move,
half
feed.
mile, whatever, and then they'll lay back down.
Not even a half.
No.
All right, not
Yeah.
even.
Like a mature deer, he picks one little area and he's going to stay there. So he's going to try to find everything that he needs that's within a small little pocket to where he doesn't have to get up and move far. Sometimes it's like less than 40 acres that he's even really calling home.
That's true.
The core, yeah.
Yep,
Core
core area.
Yeah, core area.
I know
That's
a
true.
few deer that stick to 7.
Yes, dude.
Seriously?
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
And it's like,
We're
people
chasing
like,
the
"Oh,
same
man,
deer.
I don't want to go walking around trying to, like, Chris busts my balls about this all the time. Because I'm a mobile hunter. He's a pre-stand hunter.
So,
Yeah.
do you saddle hunt?
I do not saddle hunt.
He should. He should.
No, don't even go there. But no, like,
He should.
I use a Lone Wolf Custom Gear 1.0, and that's what I've been using the last 2
I
years.
have no idea what that is. Please explain.
It's a walk on.
Give them a plug.
Lone Wolf Custom Gear, badass stands.
Legit.
Yeah, if you got an extra $1,000 laying around, that's what it's going to cost you to get one.
I need one, boys. Won't you send me one for free?
I'm about to be selling my 1.0.
So these are climbers?
Lock-on.
It's a lot. It's a
sticks and lock-on.
Sticks and a hang-on.
Okay.
The whole stand weighs like 20 pounds.
Oh.
Nothing.
So it's aluminum.
Water jetted aluminum, and this thing's quiet. I can get up in a tree 10, 15 minutes if it's pre-prepped, like if it's a spot that I picked out and it's like I kind of trimmed it out already, but there's times you get into a spot, you got to do a little work, and it takes you...
Do a little cutting here and there.
Yeah, a little bit.
How high are we talking? 12 foot, 15?
On average, last year I hunted between 2 and 3 sticks, and that put me between 8 and 15 feet.
That's plenty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And man, like what was it last year? Opening day of gun season, I did a bow hunt, and I was hunting 10 foot off the ground, and I had 15 deer walk by me, and I was Snapchatting the entire time.
Goosebumps! I love this.
And I had 5 deer. 3 of them were mature does that had to have been between 4 or 5 years old, and they came in with fawns, walked by me at 3 yards, at 10 foot up. I mean, I'm sending them videos of every deer that walked by me, and it's like, these deer are close enough, I could have jumped off my platform and been on them before they knew I was even there.
Yeah, the mobile game is legit.
Mobile hunting is my thing. Like,
Public land?
I dabble a little bit, but mainly with my private, and like, all my spots, the landowners let other people hunt. I got tired of putting presets up
for them
and letting all the other guys come in and just hunt my stand. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to rip all them down. And every time I show, I have the luxury of being able to get off work by 1 o'clock every day.
Take that bottom run of the ladder out.
Hell yeah!
Not even.
It's funny you say that, because even like walking across the street this way, I was just kind of like eyeballing for deer, and I'm like, man, that'd be a great spot for a stand. Oh, there's already one there. Yeah. And I know the guys that hunted, I'm like, they're not going to be here that often. I might just sit in their stand,
Yeah.
But people do that all the time.
Yep.
Or trespassers.
Trespassers.
I've had an issue with that. People,
that's what's up.
I had a gun stand set up across the street from where I bow hunt, and I went out there during opening day of gun season, probably 6-7 years ago. I found a gut pile in front of my fucking tree stand.
Dude, that irritates the shit out of me.
I'm like, a gut pile and a fucking bag of carrots.
Yeah.
Snacks.
Snacking. I found marshmallows in one of my stands one time. I was a damn kid.
I was working in a factory one day. I was talking about hunting with another dude. And some guy's like, oh, yeah, my family owns that cow farm right across the street. I know that exact tree stand you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've hunted out of that several times. And I'm like, I looked over at this dude, and I wanted to straight assault him at work.
Calm down.
You ever been punched in the face by a grown man?
Like, what?
Calm down.
And he's like, oh, yeah. Like, right there in that bowl right there. I'm like, you SOB.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right, Tyke, we got one more.
All right.
And then we can move on.
So I can
make it a good one.
Like, technically tie it up.
You
are... count his, I lost.
I mean, you're losing pretty bad.
It wasn't multiple choice, so...
I mean, even with that question I fucked up, you're still losing pretty bad.
I
But
said between 1 and 10. Sorry about that.
All right, so, Tyke, what year did I harvest the buck directly behind my head? A, 2016. I know the tag's there, but it should be facing the other way.
It's paper, though.
2017, Brent.
Fucking turn. Oh, no, you still can't see that. Yeah, you're right. Good job.
17.
That's when you started your RFF podcast, buddy.
Woo! Good job, Tyke. You got that one.
I thought you were talking about some Escanaba into Moonlight shit with the... What's the retarded uncle that shot the deer at fucking 44 years old behind the
cross-eyed
22-holer?
Oh, yeah. Movie last weekend. Taking a dump.
Like, oh, wait, no. There's a deer on the wall behind your head.
Is that the same deer that was there last time?
It is.
It is. Gotcha.
It is, yeah.
So how did you get a paper tag? Because all mine are stickers.
Internet.
They mail
I
it.
usually buy all my tags on the internet.
Send them to the mail as paper. Which
Yeah.
I think is bullshit.
Ask him.
So, kill story. Let's hear it.
Tell us the story about this big deer. That's a good deer, by the way.
I was taking my open board as shit.
Guess the score, Chris.
Have you scored him?
I have not had him scored, so I am open to suggestions. I would think like 130.
No.
Smaller?
Stop
Bigger.
it. Stop it. Don't.
Can I throw my number up first?
What's your number?
I'd say 143.
Gotcha.
What's that? That looks pretty symmetrical to me,
The
Tag.
mid 140s, dear.
I'm gonna go 140.
140, eh? I'll take 140. But see, what I love about him is those brows.
It's a great deer.
Got them bladed
It's a
brows,
great
man.
You got good mass.
It's a
So,
great deer.
so the kill story.
I'm not. You ain't gotta do that.
I said, I'm not gonna go.
Oh,
the
wait,
whole
I'm going to
thing.
sidetrack you. I
Oh,
remember
come on.
what I was
Hey.
talking about way back when you fucking interrupted me and
Thank
you
you.
asked me. So,
Thank you for bailing me out of that.
the first deer I ever got to shoot at with a bow, I hunted with a bow from the time I was like 16 on. The first one I ever actually got a shot at was when I was 18.
Gotcha.
Now, this happened to be probably, I don't know,
Close to that.
Dude, that's a great deer.
8 inches wider than that and probably 4 inches taller than that.
Chris would have let it walk though.
Hey, I would have let him walk.
Bullshit.
This deer
One
had
more
me
year.
shaking. Now, we had it on trail camera, and you couldn't tell because back then the trail cameras were like, the resolution
yeah.
wasn't great.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle told me that he had this deer come out and try and fight the 30-foot beanhead on his combine. He's like, it's got baseball bats coming out of its head.
It's a stud.
How drunk was he?
Okay, well, he has a cooler of Bush Light in the combine, but
He's sipping on that Kool-Aid for sure.
He tried to fight me in the combat.
I thought he was full of shit until this deer walked out at 30 yards, and I'm like,
Holy
oh,
smokes.
oh. First deer I ever shot at with a bow. This thing had to be at least 150, 160 inch deer. Massive, 250-pound body.
Yeah.
Like,
Great deer. Just, wow.
first thing I ever shot at with a bow.
Whiffed it.
Where was that?
Dude, that arrow went exactly where I put.
Been
I
there.
had no
In the
idea.
dirt. In front of him.
I had no idea about jumping the string where they drop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude, if he hadn't moved, I'd have punched him double lung. It went about an inch over his back as he went nuts to dirt. As soon as I touched that release,
It happened.
I'm like,
That's one of the things. Like, yeah,
Then I racked
I feel like a lot of us around this age have learned that same lesson the
Yes.
hard way.
dude, I knocked another
know,
one,
isn't
and
it?
I'm like, oh, he's gonna drop again, and shot right under him because he didn't drop.
I remember the first time I did that, dude. You're just like, oh, a first deer's movement is always down. Duly noted.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't hit that deer though. That would have spoiled me forever. First bow deer being 150 plus inch,
Hear that, Chris?
like that would have ruined me on hunting with a bow.
His one son's got a 160 incher that he likes
Stop.
shooting, like 60
Oh,
yards.
my
crossbow.
goodness.
Stop it. Stop.
See, this was back when I hunted with a compound, and
He earned it. He earned it.
With it, what you say with the crossbow though?
How old was he?
10. I don't know. He put a lot of work into the food plot, so, you know.
man, it wasn't 2 days later I shot a basket 8 with that same bow,
Yeah.
same stand, 10 yards, fucking.
Had to settle for a dink, though.
Eh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As far as it goes with bow hunting, I'm like, you know what? You know, to be honest, I say a basket 8, but it was about 110 inch basket
Good
8.
deer for your first bow kill, man.
I mean,
That's a great deer.
he came out and I'm like,
That's a great
all
deer for
right,
your bow
all
kill.
right.
First
When he
bow
first walked around the point, I was like, damn. Was it a 6 or an 8? I couldn't tell. And he,
Don't matter. At that point, it don't matter. Your first bow
So-
kill, it don't matter.
at that point, you were allowed to throw down, I think it was like 2 or 3 gallons of bait at a time.
Okay.
So I was taking apples out with me once in a while, and, you know, I wasn't doing it 100% perfect. I take a 5-gallon bucket like once a week.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd stomp in them to walk back to my stand.
Okay.
Because the deer were using my trail to go back and forth.
Understand.
Once I made it, they were using it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't want my scent, so, you know, step in the apples. And he grabbed an apple and started smelling and walking back, walked right up to my freaking tree stand.
Shut him
I'm
down.
like, All right.
Going for a ride.
Dude, that's an old trick. Me and my dad used to do that. We'd eat an apple
I didn't
on
even
the
know
way
that
to
was
the edge of the
on your
field,
boot, man.
and
Rub it on
throw
your
the
boot.
cord down and rub it on your boot
Yeah,
before
dude.
you walk out.
I didn't even know it
I
was a
remember
trick.
that.
I was a
Oh,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Pops was teaching you didn't even realize it.
There was no pops involved.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
I can't kind of give my
Self-taught.
mom credit on the whole like giving me rides of the field when I was hunting though, because
No.
I was same as you guys. You know, I was hunting when I was 13.
Yeah.
Before it was like technically legal for me to be out on my own,
Yeah.
but you know,
Old Rhonda was giving you a ride.
Rhonda's mom.
you need to reword that.
Rhonda.
Rodna?
Rhonda.
Oh, Rhonda giving him a ride. What she doing?
Look, all I'm saying,
Dropping me off at the field.
Dropping him
look, all I'm saying is, I feel like a Mother's Day episode is coming on.
Fuck you, Bert.
I'm serious.
Not happening.
Bring
No.
mom on, dude.
We don't want to bring your mom. I'll bring
She
my
doesn't
mom
even
on.
know I have a podcast. Shut up.
Like Mother's Day. Yeah.
You live less than a fucking quarter mile down the road, and she doesn't know you have a podcast.
How?
Nope.
Come on,
Well,
guys.
she might now that Willie has said something. My brother, he seems to just openly talk about that. Like,
No. All right, hey, let's get back in the headshots.
I don't agree with that.
Me neither.
If
I'm
you're
not a
shooting
fan.
deer in the fucking face, excuse my language. If you're shooting deer in the face, I'm not okay with that.
what if it's
Me
a
neither.
doe?
I don't care.
Not even.
I don't agree
What
with
if you
either.
miss?
Too much
You
shit
could
can go
blow her
wrong,
jaw
dude. You can blow the jaw off. You can blow half their
And
fucking
she
head
starves
off.
to death.
What about neck?
Don't matter.
The neck, I can go with the neck.
I agree with the neck, maybe.
The base of the neck by the shoulder,
I'm okay with that.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
Face, head,
'Cause
no.
If it's within 50 yards and I've got the shot when they're standing still, I take a neck shot.
Understand.
I don't
Shoulder
do
shots with a gun all day.
I don't do
Wait,
full on head, but I do neck.
So you're going base of skull and neck, or shoulder? And
How
neck?
do you decide?
Between base of skull and shoulder, anywhere in there, like whatever is available, the easiest shot I have, I take because they fold up right there.
And I am
understand
definitely
that.
I'm definitely down with the
With a bow,
With a
I
neck
won't
shot.
do it.
Nope.
But with the 350 Legend,
with a
all
bow
day long.
With a bow, you'd be stupid to do it.
Right. I agree.
I've been accused of being stupid once or twice before in my
Me
life,
too.
but
Me, me too. Weird.
no, Bert,
to the
you
club.
never.
Gun all day, bow no.
So I'm saying with a gun, I shoot him in the neck if I've got the opportunity. Actually, the last one I shot with a gun, I was gonna shoot it in the neck, but her head, like her whole fucking head, was behind a tree limb.
Gotcha.
All
Look.
I had was a heart shot.
And my thing
I
is,
hate shooting him in the heart.
Why?
I like
because
the
we
heart.
eat it.
Oh, makes
good.
sense.
Also,
Hey, that makes sense.
Best eating
Makes
part
sense.
of the deer.
I've never ate a deer heart.
No, I usually
What?
go where the
I've
heart
never
is.
ate one.
What?
I've never ate a deer
No
heart.
shit.
It's
Forgive
not-
me.
Culver's doesn't sell them.
Hey, knock it off.
Chris.
I'm sorry, guys.
well, I guess next time you come on, I'm gonna have to have some venison heart chili.
Let's
No
try it
shit.
out.
Did not know
I'm
that.
game.
I
I've
fry
never
them
ate a
on
deer
steak.
heart.
All right, we're gonna have to fix
Pretty
that.
good too.
Yeah, I'm
For
game.
sure.
I'll try it.
I like to
It's
stretch
good.
them out with the chili just because it makes it last longer.
Yeah.
Once you trim all the
I feel like a
arteries,
failure.
Yeah.
and the
What you
ventricles
sitting
and
on?
stuff
Honestly,
out of 'em.
dude, the heart is besides the tenderloins, my favorite part.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
First thing I eat off a deer.
Yep.
Really?
Next morning.
Dead serious.
Damn, I feel like a failure over here.
Mm-mm. You're not a failure. Just people don't know about it, dude.
I'm from
It's-
the woods down home.
It's
down
misinformation, man. People don't. So most people don't know how to clean it, and they've
Right.
got their grandpa that just like they just chop the fucking heart. They get big
No,
old
it
like
sucks, dude. To get all that
steaks
fat
with the
and nasty
fucking
bullshit on
ventricles
the
in there
outside.
and all the
You gotta
tendons
trim
and
it, cut it in
shit.
half and
So
cut
so
it.
Yup.
for you and for those of you who don't know, core like a bell pepper is the best fucking like. So there's some fat on the outside. There'll be a ribbon that kind of wraps around.
Right.
Cut that off.
Called the fat cap.
Yep.
Fat cat.
Yep.
Okay.
Cut the very top off and then core out the inside like you would a bell pepper.
pepper.
Would a bell pepper,
Gotcha.
and it's
Words
dude.
are hard.
You got to split it in half. So it's like when,
You're talking about the heart.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's like once you trim all the crap off the outside and that top little, it's like a veil that goes over the top.
Yep.
You'll cut all that junk off. I'll flip it sideways, split it right down the middle, and anything that doesn't look like red meat, get rid of it.
But whatever's left is awesome.
Trim
Really?
it up.
Very
It's
delicious.
pretty much like skinning a fish, but you got to skin both sides.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And it puts a whole new meaning to the word or the term heartstrings because you actually see them. When you cut the heart in half and you look at it, you're like, oh shit, there's
Chordate.
actual strings in there.
Chordate, tendinate.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But dude, yeah, it's my favorite thing.
Bomb.
Interesting.
I'll slice it thin and I'll cook it low and slow with some onions, some butter, some garlic,
Gotcha.
flour seasoning, some pepper, and then scramble some eggs or fry some eggs,
Yeah.
depending on my
Robert.
mood. Throw them on top.
Yeah.
Eat it raw.
No.
Have you
I've
ever
eaten
done
raw.
that?
I've eaten raw liver. I've eaten
Was
raw.
it the liver?
I've
I
eaten
don't.
raw
Have you ever-
antelope
Have you
liver.
ever eaten raw
Really?
heart before?
No.
What?
Raw heart doesn't seem like it'd be that bad at all.
First buck.
Really?
First buck.
I'm just trying to get him to
Man,
do
what
it.
the hell is wrong with you?
No. So the reason I've done raw liver because I had listened to a meat eater podcast where they were talking to a dude.
What's meat eater?
Right. You guys can't see it on the camera, but shut the fuck up, Bert. Tyfke's wearing a meat eater shirt. Anyway, this
It's
guy.
about mushrooms. Leave me alone.
The exact name of the episode was "Kale is not your friend,"
Okay.
and I started listening to it. This dude eats nothing plant based. Just everything is he's just straight carnivore diet, right? And he was talking about raw liver and like all the nutritional benefits and shit. And he's like, it almost like gets you high, you know? And I was like, fuck, that sounds awesome. So like we went out to Wyoming. I shot that antelope, and you know I didn't pack. I packed 2 Mountain House meals.
Okay.
So I was like, well, shit.
And those
Groceries. It's food.
I was like, it's food, dude.
630 racks.
Yeah.
So I took
Groceries.
and I wanted to try it just because like it makes sense to
Here's
me
my
because
food
he was
Absolutely. You harvest
what the guy was saying was there is so many nutrients you gain from eating that stuff raw that
That's
you
where
don't
you get all your B vitamins and
You
shit.
cook-
riboflavin, B vitamins, all that stuff. He's like, that's why your body, like, it's almost like it puts your body in an overdrive. Like, it doesn't, like, yeah, like you just have this rush of energy. So, like,
It's like Red Bull that you chew.
exactly. So I took
Interesting.
a couple bites of raw liver, which
Okay.
even cooked liver, I'm not a fan of. But raw liver, I would rather eat raw liver than cooked liver, if that makes any sense.
First buck I ever shot. Me and my brother.
Because you just slide it down your throat, dude. You just cut little slivers and just take it like a pill.
I hate to say it, but if I'm not starving, boys, I'm probably not going to eat.
Yeah, liver. I've never tried the liver, but
Be
like me
honest
and my
with
brother, my grandpa taught us how to hunt. We didn't do none of this, but like we started watching all them old westerns with all the Indians, and you see them like eating
Oh, man.
raw hearts and livers and stuff like that. And like I looked at my brother, I was like, first bucks we shoot heart.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, yeah.
Was it still
Really?
warm?
Raw? Oh yeah,
Ooh.
raw. Gut that sucker. So my brother shot a
Bad
buck
motherfucker.
before me. My brother shot a buck before me, and I remember standing there with Sam. And I was like, "You need to take a big old bite out of that. At least one big bite."
No.
He grabbed that sucker like a cheeseburger.
Oh, no.
Bed down in it, and you see the blood just gush. Like I mean,
Well,
freshly gutted.
What movie were we just talking about last night? Talking about
Dances
biting
with
liver.
Wolves?
Exactly.
The Revenant.
The Dances with Wolves. We were just talking about that movie last night because my girlfriend makes
Oh,
fun
they
of me.
did do the buffalo liver in that.
Yeah,
one.
because my girlfriend was
so
making fun of me
loud.
because I like that movie. But I'm like, dude, it's a good movie.
The
You got
Revenant's
ghosts in
better.
this damn place.
You heard something?
I
The
saw the
door
fucking
open.
door
I'm
open.
pretty sure something opened the door over here.
Probably a dog.
Impressive.
But I remember
Who made
my
your
first
hand?
buck, I had braces at the time, and I gutted that deer, and, and Dusty and my brother were standing there. And my brother's like, you need to bite into that heart. I grabbed that heart. I mean, I just gutted this thing.
No.
It was dead.
Dude,
it was
can't
dead
do
for
it.
2 hours.
Nope.
I gutted it,
Why
pulled
not?
its heart out.
No.
Big
What?
old
Dude,
bite.
just don't breathe.
No.
Just
They're
don't
like-
breathe.
I can't.
And they're
do
like,
that.
man,
You don't breathe, you
I
don't
can
taste.
that
barely
wasn't
gut a
good
deer.
enough. I had to take another big heaping bite of it.
I can barely gut a deer, dude. I'll lose it.
After that second bite,
Yeah, I
man,
will,
I'm like
I
trying to
will.
swallow it. I'm like about
Come on,
to-
Chris.
Man,
It was
it's
not
bad.
good.
Mr. fucking Michiana
No,
monster.
dude,
Not
it's
good.
bad. I can't
Never
hardly-
eaten raw heart
Look.
before.
Look, my son Hunter, he guts most of my deer for me now.
What?
Chris,
Yeah, dude, it's
okay,
bad.
hold up.
Look, listen.
Chris has a weak stomach.
I have the weakest
very
stomach you've
weak
ever seen.
stomach.
I
God.
really do. I do.
Damn it, Chris! I
I
just
can't. Boys, I try to be.
You'll walk up on a
I'm
deer
sorry.
that hasn't even been opened up and about to puke. And I'm like, come on now.
Come on, man. I can't help it.
We're going to take you down to Connie's. Look at some of them women. You'll get a strong stomach.
Oh, man.
Connie's.
Sounds scary.
they sound like rookies.
Crystal
Never
knows
been
nothing about Connie.
I've never been there. Where?
That's here, bro. It's a good time.
Oh, Connie's. I know exactly where you're talking
I've
about.
never been to Connie's, guys, just so you know.
Yeah,
I've
you
never
do
been to
not
Connie's.
necessarily want to go there. It smells like pee.
It'll
So he's been there.
hard stomach.
He's definitely been there.
Hard stomach.
Connie's
Really?
reeks of pee.
Where
No,
is
you might be thinking about
restaurant?
Wolverine's Garden.
Or
Is it a
Bro.
bar?
No,
What
it's
is it?
Baroda. Wolverine Gardens does not smell like pee.
What the hell is this kind of
Wolverine
It's a-
Gardens
it's a
is
little
just
dive
like
bar
you're afraid the
that
roof is
smells
going
like
to fall
bar.
on your
It's a
head.
bar. Yeah, I don't want to.
Right.
There's no good looking women in there either.
Dude, okay, no.
Stop.
There are exceptions to the rule.
It depends on the holiday.
Look,
Depends
No.
on how many beers you've had.
listen.
Depends on how many beers she's had.
I'm
And if she
gonna
wants to go to Connie's or not.
time out. I'm gonna throw this out for another Chill Hill
You're gonna
throw out. But
you're gonna
you
edit
come in the
this,
summertime to Chill Hill, and there's all kinds of pretty ladies.
This
for
is
you.
true. Chill Hill's next door to Connie's.
Where's Chill
Is
Hill?
it?
Right next door to Connie's.
Okay.
I don't know where the hell Connie's is at.
Downtown
Right
Baroda.
downtown.
All
Baroda.
right.
If you
Where?
blink, you'll drive by it.
If you'd ever come out, you'd.
What town is it?
Our main street dead ends.
I have no idea where the hell we're at, boys.
Yeah, I think we got the only main street that dead ends in the state of Michigan, right?
I have no idea, Bert.
I'm good.
She told me that.
You guys ever been to OTI?
Where?
Oh,
Been
the
to
OTI?
OTI.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
So
good.
Wolverine
You done figured
Gardens
that one and
is
everything. You better eat that one.
I didn't put that one
He
in my
put his
mouth.
finger in it. You better eat it.
Wolverine Gardens is the second oldest bar in Michigan. OTI
Where
is
is
the
that?
first. It's right down there on Glendora and Cleveland. My cousins may or may not own that bar.
Typeke's
Maybe.
related to everybody. That's why he has to do an
Dude, shut the fuck
Ancestry.com
up.
check
Wait,
before
what
he
town
sleeps
is
with
it?
anybody in this fucking county.
What town?
Technically Galeen.
Oh, Galeen.
Galeen or Buchanan, I'm not
Glean.
sure.
Don't we have turf in Glean?
Yes.
Okay.
How close is it to the bunghole?
What?
So the Bungholio, if you go like
So
about
lost.
5 miles north of that on Cleveland, you're right there.
All right, hey, I have a feeling this is about to go way off the rails. So
Stop it.
we're gonna end the podcast. Anybody have anything else they want to add?
We don't do headshot.
We
no
don't do
headshots, no spot poaching.
So what
Um,
is the future for Michiana Monsters before we close this out?
You know, honestly, we're limited because we're all neighbors, you know? There's only going to be so many of us. You know what I mean?
We can all work together.
Yes, absolutely. So there's really no. I mean, there's a limit because
But you guys are gonna have more contests. You're gonna be doing more stuff.
100%.
Absolutely, yes.
Another big buck
If-
contest next year.
Yes, if the
This year.
community's willing to support us, we're going to do it. You know,
So when is the next big buck
it'll
contest?
be sometime in January. Sometime
Next
in
January?
Yep.
So how do they enter? How do they get a hold of you?
They got to be a member of Michiana Monsters. They got to share their deer on picture in the group. And other than that, that's the only way to. That's it.
You got to be local, people.
You got to be local, and you got to share your picture in the group. If you're
So
not
you
local-
Canadians that are listening, fuck off.
yeah, you're not welcome.
We still love you, but fuck off.
Don't fuck off. We love you.
It had nothing to do with
only
me.
the
guys.
honkers.
Please let me back in your country.
Yeah,
Right.
Let him back.
For real.
All right, we're gonna shut this thing off. All right, till next time, everybody. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. So thank you for listening. If you guys are local here in the Michiana area, make sure you head to Facebook and send a request to join the Michiana Monsters group if you guys are interested in that. Please head to Facebook and also check out our official Facebook page. Just look up Hunt Trap Fish Podcast or HTF Podcast. We got all kinds of pictures and stuff on there. If you guys want to get a hold of us, send us a message on there with any questions, comments, criticism, etc. All music and artwork is done by the Shane Yoder from PutThemInASong.com and the Root No Podcast, and all editing is done by yours truly, Brent Ruff. All right, everybody. Until next time.